Hi, Steve. Maria Vidal for Top Deportes in Latin America. What has been your overall assessment of the team's performance these last few weeks so far? And what would you like to see from them this week that you're about to face the Celtics and the Mavs? Thank you.
Yeah, well, I think we've gotten a lot better, Maria. From the beginning of the season to now, it's really dramatic, our improvement. It hasn't shown up in terms of consistent play, and that's what I'm looking for. And I think the key to our consistent play is rebounding. If we rebound the ball like we did the other night against a really good rebounding team in Detroit, then we can get out and run, and we get some flow offensively, and the ball starts to move, and everybody starts to feel good, about the team and about themselves. So that's what I'm looking for. Is I think Raymond just told me we're now up to number 2 in the league in defensive field goal percentage. That's a really good number. But the two things that are holding us back from being a great defensive team are rebounding and fouling too much. And so those are really the two keys for us, I think. If we want to get some consistency, we got to improve in those two areas.
Hi, Kevon. Maria Vidal for Top Deportes in Latin America. Speaking on that note, it's been a couple of months since this season began. So far, what do you most like from how your teammates are playing, and what is something that you enjoy about playing with them?
The best thing about our team so far has been our defense. I think how far we've come in a short period of time. To see our commitment today has been great. Watching Wiggins make that jump from a good defender to a pretty elite defender. It's been exciting to see. We all knew he could do it. Playing one-on-one with him in the summertime, I knew how good he was on the ball, and so see him translated to the game has been great. And just building that chemistry with a bunch of new guys has been great. It's been different with the pandemic and not being able to do like a lot of social things that you would normally do with your team, but building our chemistry on the court and off the court just through just playing and just playing rides and things like that it's been a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Steph, my name's Abby Chinham.
Sorry, go ahead.
Is that okay? All right. Calling in from NBC Sports Boston. So I have a couple of big picture questions, if you'll humor me. The first one, we have Scal on our broadcasts, and he talks a lot about team identity and the importance of knowing what that is. And for a team that has championship aspirations, why is that so important to establish early?
It just gives you confidence. It helps you when your shots aren't falling. It helps you have an understanding of how you're going to create good shots. There's a chemistry on the court, no matter what lineup is out there, and you're flowing through rotations. And on a night to night, it's just that's where the consistency comes. We've seen teams like, Utah, for example, who have been together, for the last 3 years with that lineup. Mike Conley coming in last year, but they understand, where shots are going to come, how the ball is supposed to move. Defensively, they have a certain set of principles that everybody buys into, and night after night, they give themselves a great chance to win because of that. Then shots fall or they don't, you can kind of chalk up a loss to that. But for the teams that are figuring it out, some nights you just don't have it because you're not all on the same page. You don't know exactly what you're trying to do when things aren't flowing perfectly. So there's a confidence that comes to that night in, night out that it develops over time. And if you're committed to the big picture goal of understanding who you are.
Last one for me, I promise. For you, what's been the biggest test this season? Working in all the new guys and trying to make everything work around you.
Well, everything's supposed to work with me. That's kind of the vibe that I'm trying to get to, where obviously I know how I like to play and know where my strengths are. It kind of goes to your first question around just forming that identity. And early in the season, it was one of those where those split-second decisions and knowing where shots were going to come was a work in progress for everybody. And And then defensively, obviously, without Draymond in the first couple of games, we were kind of lost puppies. So I think a lot of it was just learning on the fly, not getting too down, when you lose a game, because it's bound to happen, obviously. But there's some huge learning lessons that we had to go through. And even now, it's just an emotional roller coaster with some of the inconsistencies that we've had, but we're trending in the right direction. And, we like the challenge. I like the challenge. And really excited to see, how we can turn this into a pretty special year.
Hi, Steve. Maria Vidal for Top Deportes in Latin America. What would you say is your role in this team? And how do you manage people's expectations about your historic performances?
If you're around this league long enough, you experience a little bit of everything, and that's kind of how I've approached this season. We've had an amazing, 5-year run, 3 championships, all that. And we're climbing back that mountain again. So my role is obviously just from a leadership perspective, continue to elevate my game on the court. Lending my experience and what I see off the court for some of the young guys. But it's just a part of the NBA journey. I think about what people say about expectations and all that type of stuff, and it's hard not to hear it and respond and react to it. But at the end of the day, still in the fight, still have a lot left, in the tank, obviously, and want to get the most out of it.